3, 4, and I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
If you ever want to trade tack...
Just let me know. I'll bring my seat.
Solidify!
Nice and spicy.
Advance! Stabilize! It's showtime! Solidify! Order guide you!
Out of the frying pan.
Charge! Press the advantage! Gather! Fall in!
Boba, get them.
Charge! catch me. I will have order. Solidify.
Boba, get them!
Charge! Rally! Bam! That tingle? Can't catch me.
You're toast!
Order guide you. What's your cost? That tingle? Freeze! Attaboy! Who wants some of this? That tingle? Cha! Bam! Stabilize. Pull in.
Nice and spicy.
Press the advantage. Oh, coming through. Let's roll.
Boba, get them! Hey-ya!
Charge. Can't catch me. Bam! Want a taste of my hammer? Another. I will have order.
Nice and spicy.
It does. Advance. Follow my rally. Let's roll. It's showtime.
Did that tingle? The wrong
stabilize.
Everyone on me!
I will have order.
Race out of the frying pan into the fire!
Charge!
Add Astro. Thank you for Add Astro.
The campaign begins.
Hi there. So, Scarecrow, you asked, should you pull for your Mia? Do you like, first ask yourself, do you like your Mia? That's the only reason, a question. And depends on the answer. If no, no, don't pull for your Mia. You might regret it if you don't like her. If you like her, just go ahead. If you're not a meta player, just go ahead. Because you me a single target, so you're gonna have a hard time with Mia. If the abyss is not in her favor, which is most of the time since she's single target. She's good. But if you pull for 5-star characters that have AoE damage, you know, at least like with Itto here, Itto has AoE damage with his charge attack, so ask yourself if you're a meta player or not. Itto just got deleted. Do you already have a built team for Yoimiya, or are you ready to build a team for Yoimiya? Or do you not care about parallel base? If you have Yoimiya, you should have a Babe team, Xingqiu, or a Yunjin auto attack team comp. Yumiya is gonna be hard for less hardcore players because he's gonna be single target and she's gonna need a shield. So when you're doing attack strings, you're most likely gonna get interrupted. You don't have zombie shields. Free to play, you're gonna have a hard time with Yoimiya. So my Yoimiya account was my second account as Yoimiya. I've been forcing her. She's free to play with the R5 Rush. I've been forcing her to 36 stars Abyss, and she can so almost all the time, but it's like a few seconds short. So that's how difficult it is with Yoimiya. And sometimes you need to be ready with overload team comp because the team comp depends on the Abyss. So I still have to build my beta. So that's going to cost a lot of resources, but not on this account. Well, if you have Yoimiya in Yelan, I think that's going to be pretty palm. Pretty broken. Maybe you should just pull for Yelan instead. I'm not trying to hate on Yoimiya, but it is what it is. It's the truth. If you can't handle the truth, I don't know. So I'm not saying that Yoimiya is good. It's bad. So I didn't say Yoimiya is bad. If you check my channel, I have a lot of Yoimiya videos there. So I try to prove free to play. Yoimiya can 36 stars with this, and she can.
You're trembling. Is it the cold or just cowardice?
But if the enemies are there are many enemies on one chamber, and then the next, so it's gonna be a lot challenging if you use Yoimiya. So if you have Yoimiya, so if you wanna force a Yoimiya free to play, so you're gonna have a hard time with this. You can 36 stars on this, but it's like barely or just a few seconds. You're most likely, just like me, you're going to have to, like, after you clear a chamber, like example in the past chamber, in core 11 chamber 1 example, after you clear 36 stars chamber 1, you're gonna swap out team comps again. You're gonna change Yoimiya to the other side, something like that. So your life is gonna be a bit complicated if you just use Yoimiya. If you use someone for Yoimiya, but it depends on you. But my second account with Yamiya or has
Embrace
Skyward
the
Harp
Seer
now, so
Awakening.
her ratios are looking very good, like 70 to 180, something like that.
Come to the hunt.
I will have order.
Let's light it up. Everybody stand by.
But again, if you don't need meta, just pull forever whoever you want. Me, I pull for everyone
Follow me.
because I don't need to skip. I have 3 accounts and I can make everyone good. So,
I never asked for
but
attention.
you also have to be flexible, just like here. So, my Itto Mono Geo Team Cup, my fourth slot is not a flex slot. It's a slot depending on the situation. So it's gonna be hard with you, Mia, if it's gonna take a lot of investment. But example, if you just play as Hazel, talent 666, the team is already gonna destroy Abyss. So it will all depend on your playstyle and your personal preference. But what do you need on your team? So ask yourself first, what do you need?
Arataki
So
numero
are you gonna
uno,
commit
Itto here in the
to a
flesh.
5 star that you're not even sure? Not saying that your Mia is bad, but there's a lot of other 5 stars that will just make your life really, really easy. That's really, really worth the Primos. Like just like Shogun, Ayaka, Ganyu. It's gonna make your life easier here in Genshin. Yalan, so broken. Even just a Hazel. Just make a Hazel national team and it's gonna destroy Abyss. Free to play Hazel. Even not crowned. Even just 666 if you check my videos. So but that's just my theory, my game theory.
Best flick. Can't catch me. Pull it. Attaboy.
Let's light it up. Teamwork is key.
Press the advantage. It's showtime. me. Echo! Hey, I wasn't ready.
Solidify. I will have order.
Rally!
Stabilize. Order guide you.
Charge! Let's roll!
Everybody stand back!
Hold it! Press the advantage! Attaboy! It's showtime! Can't catch me. me.
It looks like this letter was written in the classroom section once. But the fact that we're...
Can't catch me.
Looks like a letter Cosmo wrote while he was traveling.
Oh no, what a sad letter.
Lord Cosmo.
Can't catch me. Can't catch me. Can't catch me.
flesh, Kazuha, when that time comes.
I heard an old man say something about the pride at heart. Sounds like it might be Kazuha's grandfather.
Listen, Father. Work and... I believe the other voice belongs to Lord Kazuha's father.
Oh, I see. We have ventured into Lord Kazuha's memory. There you are.
Where did you come from?
Is this the maze? Yeah.
I've been stuck in this room.
This is your home. Why were you trapped here? Is the maze safe?
It appears that this whole maze is modeled after my family home. And all the conversations you heard in there are in fact words once spoken by my father and grandfather, who said that the maze is trying to keep me out. Indeed, I'm the only one unable.
These unusual structures that we see in the mirage. Lord Kazu said, what is here?
But why should Lord Kazuha be the only one excluded?
Maybe that comes from you too. To me, what is past is gone. Everything in the world is guided by its own law. I think that this belief is the truth.
I can buy that.
It's a very sensible way of thinking,
All
friend.
things have consequences. I don't consider it strange, and I don't think it's anything you should be worried about. We got in here by touching the bonsai, didn't we? So perhaps, if we touch it again...
Hey, look! That whole mountain's changed completely.
Wait. Everyone, I might have my father once, when our family fell upon hard times, he knew my grandfather had no interest in bonsai.
Died related with that.
Yes. My grandfather returned. Eventually, he started to make it, perhaps influenced by my grandfather. And this flower, it's certainly no coincidence. There was once a time on the after the Raiden Gokaden incident. Our plans for a chance to return for the later, I fled Mizu as I didn't want to make a mistake. After my death in the Kandahar clan, the authorities confiscated everything in our home, like my ancestors before me. I think I'd like to try it out for myself. Recreate a favorite scene from my travels and place it into this pot. Since the contents of this bonsai affect the mirage, I'd at least like to try my hand at making something. But what style?
Hello everybody, welcome to our culture viewing. I'm Scott, joined by Josh. Hello, Scott. Also joined by a horrible wave of hay fever? Hay fever over in the UK. Don't know if Americans get hay fever. It feels like something that we get. It's horrible. I didn't realise that dude, the guy that said, what, you guys don't have phones, is the game director of Diablo Immortal. He's still, I'm going to bring him back up later on, because dude just kind of can't catch a break, even though he's making a lot of money. So overall, like I said, the game's made $24 million in 2 weeks, according to App Magic, with USA and South Korea spending the most money. The USA are responsible for 43% of the microtransaction money so far, so tell your neighbours, tell them to stop buying the microtransactions. So to break stuff down in regards to why this game is making so much money, it apparently costs around about $100,000 overall to roll the right set of stats overall. That is a fully lift of your character. More money than I will ever have, Scott. Yes. So the other thing as well that they're hanging a lot of this stuff on is the premium currency of Eternal Orbs. Now, I will say that I've barely played Diablo Immortal. I did a little bit of it just to test this last night. Very chunky gameplay, very responsive. However, that seems to be the thing with this game, is that it is very responsive and enjoyable for, let's say, the first week, around about the first 20-ish hours, before the microtransaction side of it really starts settling in. One of the reasons that a lot of Diablo fans are hating it is that it feels like it directly monetizes their love of high-tier, power-playing Diablo. The more you want to get lost in this thing, the more you're going to have to cough up more money for Eternal Orbs to make sure you can access the highest level Eternal Rift to get all the best gear. So, some stuff to bring in here is the dude Wyatt Cheng. He mentioned that the game wouldn't sell, wouldn't have microtransactions for gear, and they wouldn't have loot boxes. However, they've got around that in a very semantic, very, on paper, law firm style way. The loot box answer is that you're paying for Eternal Orbs to access, they're called Rifts. Some fancy Elder Rifts or something, and you're getting Eternal Orbs to get better access to those Rifts overall that then drop higher level gear, which you're obviously going to want to have. So it's not directly a loot box, but it still serves the same function. Yeah. So there's that. In regards to being able to just do microtransactions to buy gear outright, you can't do that, but you can buy the premium currency, like I said, of Eternal Orbs, and then you get better gear out of the loot boxes. And maybe if you're lucky enough, apparently the drop rates are horrendous, you'll get a legendary gem, which boosts your character overall. You get better health, you get better damage output, and so you're not buying better gear. Right. He's out there on Twitter saying, look, I've been very upfront about what this game is. And so you're not directly buying gear or gear slots or XP directly, but you are buying a chance to get a gem that might boost you over.
Oh my god, incredibly confusing to me, Cocktail, but I'm coming in here as a complete Diablo novice, right? You are explaining all of this to me, I'm just trying to grasp it, just trying to make sense of it. In my head, obviously you would get accusations of pay to win if you could just outright buy the loot, but surely that's better than having to roll this dice to hopefully get some legendary gear. Well, and I've seen so many headlines before we jumped in to start filming about people, paying tens of thousands of dollars, up to $100,000 to get like the best kind of gear, and then sometimes still not getting anything good from those drops. So it's almost like they've got two bad systems, and they've chosen the worst.
Well, so one thing that stood out very recently, because the game's only been on PC for a couple of weeks, it launched on Android initially, and then it came to iOS, and now it's on PC. There was a streamer called Quinn69, very well-known streamer, who just kept throwing money at it to try and explore how long would it take before they got one of these legendary gems. And they ended up racking up $16,000 before they eventually got one legendary gem, and then they deleted the game. But like what you said, if they had other sort of ways to pay through the game, they do have a battle pass, which you can fast track through by paying currency, etc. Of course they do. But a lot of the negative reviews are people just saying, just let us pay money for this. Like, let us we'll have one single fee. We'll buy a Diablo game, a premium Diablo game.
Yes.
On mobile, just give us something other than this horrendous nickel and diming, left, right, and centre. It's also really weird, like I said, about the fact that the game is enjoyable for the first 20-ish hours, where you can have a nice Diablo experience. It previewed very well, and it's kind of because it's been rolled out on platform-specific stuff. But the worst version being the PC version, right? It's kind of allowed them to sort of go, under the radar, do that, sort of get by, and then now it's going to be videos like this that raise awareness as to just how money-grubbing this entire endeavor is.
And that's how a lot of these games kind of get around this fact, isn't it?
Yeah.
We see it in the kind of AAA space where you have games come out with no microtransaction store at all, and then a few weeks later, suddenly there's a microtransaction store, and the grind suddenly sets in out. So,
for Mario Strikers as well.
Even though you had 20, 30, maybe even longer of really enjoyable gameplay, but in this space, in the mobile space, the kind of free-to-play space as well, that is even more insidious sometimes, because they know what they're doing in a lot of ways to hook you onto this gameplay loop, especially when the gameplay itself is good, and then to suddenly kind of put up this wall of, okay, you've reached your allotted fun time now, and now everything is kind of going to cost you money if you want to get the rewards at even a fraction of the pace that you were getting there before.
So all the microtransaction side of it, there's been a lot of different games journalists over on Twitter as they've been experiencing this game, flagging different things that they're seeing, different prompts for you to spend more money. One of the most egregious is related to the dungeons themselves, where you'll go through a dungeon and unlock various bits of gear, and then the game will flag and say, well, actually, this thing costs a little bit more money than you have. Do you want to pay a little bit more, of the premium stuff, to actually secure the thing that you previously just worked towards unlocking in the first place, which feels like one of the most egregious implementations of microtransactions since I would say 2017. which was
Right, yeah.
the year of the worst of it, was Battlefront 2 Corona.
This kind of style, this kind of practice of microtransactions does feel outdated by this point. I know they're in the interview sort of saying, well, we didn't say loot boxes, we didn't say, X, Y, and Z.
Call it law.
They're in there in other forms. There is a version of the old school microtransaction mentality that is in these systems, and it is just a case that I thought we got away from this even in the mobile space, even away from regular AAA price releases and whatnot.
Well, the thing that's worth bringing up, to circle back around to the unbelievable amount of money that this has made. And Blizzard are out there saying this is the biggest launch in their entire history. And yes, I think it was $14.5 million in the first week, and now it's on $24 million. So even then, it's almost done the same trajectory for 2 weeks solid, even with all the general feedback of the negative reviews on Metacritic, etc. That's kind of the wider, sadder conversation, is that there is a humongous swath of people who just want to play this game the way that it is, which I think is just a whole thing to be talked about. It's like a situation like this feels like it comes around every sort of 4 to 6 months-ish at the minute, with one of the worst ones being the Warcraft 3 stuff. However, that was more related to a lack of polish and everything. However, when I was researching this stuff and looking at all the various premium currencies and how they all interact with each other, I remember Avengers came to mind. Because it feels like there's always one of these just around the corner. Some other way for some dev to think, publisher tends to be, as some way to figure this stuff out, where it's like, well, if we have multiple premium currencies, then this unlocks this, begets this, unlocks this, and that's how we get around saying that it has loot boxes. We get around saying that we're selling you the XP, or whatever. And the sad reality is that it's worked. Like, this has worked for Blizzard. Yes, it's being incredibly downvoted, but the game was made $24 million.
That is it, Scott. This is like the biggest paradox, because fools like me, you can do videos like this about Star Wars Battlefront 2, about Diablo Immortal, and people in the comments can maybe agree that this absolutely sucks. But the publishers have no incentive to stop when Call of Duty makes $1 billion in microtransactions, when Ultimate Team from FIFA and EA makes $1 billion in microtransactions. Like, the potential profit for these systems is insane. It's far beyond boxed game releases at this point. There's such a great market for this, and people are clearly buying them despite the potential backlash. They just keep coming back in different forms. They keep mutating. We have different permutations of loot box and microtransactions and whatnot, because people are still buying them and they're still making money. So they're just kind of dodging controversies to get to the bank, I guess.
The thing as well is that if the game is fun to play, like core Reggie Fils-Aimé, where they played the game, if the game has a really good solid core to it, it's harder to outright lambast it and be like, avoid this at all costs. Because if you're a Diablo fan, then you can have fun with this to a point, and especially towards the beginning of it. But I feel like that's kind of become the secret sauce of the way that all these different factors have come together across the last 5 years, where you have all the horrible, money-grubby, insidious, predatory microtransaction stuff, but somewhere along the development line, it was like, well, actually, let's make sure we actually make a game with it. Right. And once you have a decent monetizable core, then you can just keep rotating that over and over again. It's why Anthem had a weird tail on it, where there was still a little fan base there going well, it's really fun to play. That was the best thing about Anthem, that it was still enjoyable to get through. And Diablo Immortal plays very, very well. They delayed the PC version to polish it up, and so now you have a very well-playing game that is monetized to all hell, and sadly it works. It's like, is this just the future of monetizing games like this, where as long as it plays well, people will just keep going?
Maybe, man. I just think it can't be that aggressive. Obviously, free-to-play games especially need to make money in some form. It's just that issue where the microtransactions aren't really present at all for most of the experience, and then they suddenly are. That's what gets me, because it makes the game itself feel almost like an extended demo or an extended free trial, and then you get to the actual game, which is paying money, and it's kind of like, yes, you've got maybe 20 in there, but with a game like this, it's built to last. It's built to be more than just a one and done thing, and you want to get that progression, you want to get those rewards, and then suddenly it throws up, like I said, this gate.
Well, that's also been one of the biggest justifications on the studio side, is like, well, we elongated the grind, we elongated the reward loop or whatever, because we're designing something that you're going to play for years on end. You don't have to go out there and throw so much money at it, and I think that it always tends to come down to, what does it feel like when you're playing the game? Does it feel like you're being exploited? Does it feel like the game wants more money from you than you initially put in? And obviously you can play this for free at the beginning, but it very quickly monetizes things after you put out like I said, the first 20 hours or so. So I think it always comes down to that general feeling. And time will kind of tell. I mean, like, Diablo Immortal had such a weird rollout anyway, but it does feel like it's in a slightly more positive state gameplay-wise than the likes of Anthem or Avengers or the initial version of For Honor or something, before all those different microtransaction systems got bolted on. So I'm curious how this goes. I think it's in a weird place right now.
It's kind of like a tale of two Diablos at this point, isn't it? We just had the big reveal of Diablo 4, and Blizzard are out there saying, look, we're going to have like cosmetic microtransactions, but that's going to be it. This is going to be a fully fledged, full price game. You're going to get your money's worth. Then on the other side, we've got this Diablo, which is very much kind of the opposite, where it's like, hey, you want to take a key into this rift to try and get a legendary item? You want to give us some money for it? You want to go G? It's just that this brand and Blizzard as a whole, obviously, is in a very strange position right now, and they are quite making big steps externally, but internally that maybe want them to be at this point. When when Diablo Immortal was announced, everyone was kind of like, I'm worried, and now it's out, and now it's got this Metacritic score, and it's making waves of being the most downvoted game.
It's just
history at this point.
I wonder how much behind the scenes, because they had a new president in 2018. I think it's J. Allen Brack or J. Allen Brack in 2018. How much they are just like, well, people are going to hate us for this stuff regardless. What you think, therefore I am, or whatever. We might as well just do the worst thing because it's what we're known for now. Let's just see what we can get away with, see how much money we can mine. And in regards to Immortal and the Diablo franchise itself, how much can we get away with the Diablo fandom, and how much can we then translate that across?
as was the case last time.
Don't worry. Leave it to us.
Hey guys, how are you doing today? Alright, today I'm gonna do a bit of commentary while playing Genshin and while streaming, and I'm gonna review the Yoimiya rerun banner. So we have here, no, not yet. Okay, so let's check. I will check the page of Genshin. So Tapestry of Golden Flames.
It is my honor to meet you.
Yoimiya banner. Duration, wish duration.
The military
8
microwave.
2022 to 8/23, 2022. Okay, so is this good? Is Yoimiya rerun banner good? Let's check here. So we have Yunjin, which is perfect for Yoimiya. So we have Xinyan, and not good for Yoimiya, but might be good for other teams. And Bennett Boy, which is excellent, especially for free-to-play and newer players, especially those newer players or players who don't have Bennett yet. So if you get a Bennett, it's already great. If you get C1 Bennett, you're all set. Because C1 lets him heal while buffing. There's no limits. C0, you don't get the damage buff until your character's HP is beyond 7%. Okay, Xinyan, not hating on Xinyan, but she just doesn't fit a lot. She just doesn't fit a lot of team comps, and she's so hard to build. She scales with defense and attack. I don't know. I'm not sure if attack, but as well, but uh, nobody uses Xinyan. Honestly, unless you're a Xinyan main, well, more power to you. Make her C6, make her main DPS. I'm actually building a physical Xinyan myself. Okay, so Yunjin, she's great for auto attackers. I think for like characters like maybe Itto, alright, and especially for if you don't have like a shielder yet, so Yunjin will be perfect with Yoimiya. She buffs auto attack, so auto attack characters, auto attack teams. So she's a perfect fit for Yoimiya. If you can get this one copy of Yunjin, that is. So this is a really pog banner. If you just there for the Bennett, you might get lucky with Yoimiya. Yumiya is not bad. I have her free to play with R5 Rust, and I can force getting 36 stars with free to play Yumiya. Until now, if I want, but it just takes a lot of retries, resets, and a lot of swapping out teams. You're gonna the other chamber in Abyss, especially in 11 and 12, because she is single target, and so there are a lot of enemies per chamber in Abyss. If you love your Mia, pull for her. If not, if you don't love her, you won't be able to bring out the best in her because you don't love her, you don't want her, you don't like her. You pull for her, but you don't like her. So you better just pull for broken characters on the spot, like Shogun here. If you need a DPS, like Shogun, Ayaka, Ganyu. So just go for the already proven broken DPS. So don't, unless you want to live in regret. So that's like 28,000 gems to get. Oh, hello there. But I'm happy that people enjoy my streams. Even though I just stream mostly mute. Yeah. Especially when I'm feeling bad, but I still want to stream, you know. Yeah, well, thank you as well. So I'm happy that some people are happy. And so yeah, if you want your Mia and you're not going for meta, you don't mind not getting 36 stars abyss sooner. So get your Mia, but if you have a fully built your Mia, you can 36 stars abyss provided that your teams are flexible. So what I mean is, if you want a Yoimiya to 36 stars abyss, you should be ready. Ready for what? Your team should be flexible. So with my second account, I have a vaporized Yoimiya and a overload Electro Yoimiya and Beidou. Vaporized with Saint Show. So because the Spiral Abyss will screw you up if your teams are not flexible. She's good with free-to-play R5 5 stars. I've proven it, but it's gonna be a bit harder than, let's say, getting a full cryo Ayaka or Melt Gunny. So, but that's just my theory, my game theory. So for the weapon banner, we'll check the page. We have here Thundering Pulse, Summit Shaper, Trash, Thundering Pulse, good. Good for Mia and maybe other main DPS characters like Child. What is this? Wine and Song, bad. Don't bother with it. I don't use it. If you want to, be my guest. Ali Hunter, I only use it for my sub DPS outfield Ganyu because I have it at R5. But I have a whole lot of option. The Star Glitter Bow, Blackleaf Bow, and the Predator Bow for Ganyu. The flute, don't mind, you don't need that. Sacrificial Great Sword, well, if you need one, I guess, but not much people use it. Maybe Chongyun. Dragon's Bane, good for free-to-play Hu Tao. Well, some cheaper is trash, so I hate Hoyoverse. I hate my life because they didn't put Wolf's Gravestone instead. So maybe if I had known, I might have not purchased this skin. But I might have purchased it anyway since I'm a deal of me. Thundering Pulse. So much cheaper. I don't want to talk about it. Thundering Pulse. Let me just pull up Google. Increase attack by 20%. Crit damage. So yeah, good for Child. Not the best maybe, but yeah, it's good. Still good for Child. If you got this bow, a lot of people can use it. Main DPS, maybe official. So this is broken with Yoimiya. So yeah, so unfortunately, Hoyoverse just always wants us to lose. So they don't want a win-win situation for us. It's just blatantly on the floor, on the table that they don't give a crap about us players, about us loyal fans. So it's like Diablo Immortal. So they don't need to hide it anymore. They're just putting it out there because it's already they have nothing to hide anymore. So anyway, people will keep playing their games. So even though keep spending on their game, even though it's so blatantly obvious already that they just want our money. They just want to do whatever they want, whatever that works, whatever they know that works. That's gonna make weak people susceptible to predatory tactics to open up their wallets and give followers their life savings and ruin people's lives. And then maybe they can have like children use their parents' credit cards without your parents knowing. I've heard of one news. How many was that? Like $20, $20,000. A child spent used their parents' credit card for Genshin characters. So yeah, it's gonna ruin a lot of people's lives. I mean, almost, but not quite because well, the only reason because I'm a content creator, so it didn't hurt so bad. It's been wailing a bit on this game, but yeah, just careful how you spend. So, well, at least even though I will not be getting my Wolf's Gravestone, even though I saved Welkins and PT and Primos, so at least my main account with like sitting with 16,000 Primo gems and at like 55 PT maybe at the weapon banner because I stopped trying to get Yace weapon with 55 no guarantee. So yeah, at least my main account is sitting pretty with 16,000 gems. So maybe I'll just keep my weapon banner that way on my main account and wait it out for like a year more until Wolf's Gravestone reruns.
I'm sorry, but
Anyway,
you really want to give it all up?
anyway, my main account is already set with C2 Ayaka, C1 Hutao, C2 Vilo, etc., etc., etc. With some 5-star weapons. So my main account is all set anyway. So I guess that's it. So well, so just don't take Genshin seriously. Even if it's your job as a content creator and the FOMO, it's not worth it. The FOMO is not worth it. It's just a waste of money, a waste of energy, a waste of life, just worrying about Genshin. You can't just rely your happiness on strangers, rather especially on strangers, especially developers who just don't care. They just want to earn the most money as they can. But like this banner is not as bad. This current banner is really good. I could say this is one of the best banners because Lost Prayer is good for Hazel. Lost Prayer. Good for Hazel and Klee and a lot of other, I think almost all, I think maybe, in my opinion, all Catalyst users can use this weapon, even though it's the Sky series, whatever, or is it not? Because of the crit rate. So this is a win-win banner, in my opinion. If you could get a Hazel randomly and just slap it into Hazel, Freedom Sworn, so Pog. So my main account, I'm thinking if I should get Freedom Sword as well on like C0 Casual on my main account. But no need. I guess there's no need. So yeah, I actually have Hazel. I actually have Lost Prayer here. This is my third account, Skyward Atlas. Oh, Skyward is the third. Okay. So maybe I should try to summon a Hazo here, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me check the PT. So I don't want to have a third Kazuha. 3, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 44, 45. 50-50, but almost at PT. So, well, who knows? Maybe after a couple of months, I might pull another Hazel randomly within C0. So yeah, so don't rush the game. Even though you don't get what you want, I'm at like 35 PT on the weapon banner. So that's it. So you don't need Yoimiya unless you're a diehard fan. If you want meta or the best for your team, just save that PT for a guarantee. Or your favorite character that you don't have yet, or one of the characters that you're looking for that you don't have yet, or you skip that you really want, or character that you need in your team to increase your team's damage, your team 1 or your team 2, or just save it and just focus on maybe your current characters. Let's say example you're a Hu Tao main and with the Dragon's Bane, just save, let's example, I think you might have saved like maybe 10,000, 15,000 gems right now. Just save it for if you have a Hu Tao, just save it for a Hu Tao rerun and just pull for the Staff of Homa and you're all set. You're gonna 36 stars Abyss. You're gonna destroy Abyss provided you have the right team comps and the right builds, the right situation. And then after you get the Homa, let's say you got some Primos left, then try to get a C1 Hota. So yeah, something like that. So well, so that's it for the Yoimiya banner review. Now back to the stream. So yeah, if you have questions or anything at all, just comment down below. Now back to the stream. Okay, so I will upload the video. I will rename it. So multitasking, yeah. Gotta work, gotta pay the bills. Give me a banner rerun red review. Right, so I just like to make content even though it will not get much views. Because, well, at least I have something to do with my life. I live alone, nothing to do in my life. So yeah, might as well do something.
Just as I thought, the bonsai is the key to entering Mirage.
Come on, let's continue looking for the rock garden.
Oh, thank God it's over. So I think I can take a break now. Yeah, I'm really not interested in this current golden apple. I'm just doing it because it's my job as a YouTuber. Maybe I'll try to get this out of the way. Especially, I really lost a lot of motivation knowing that they didn't rerun Wolf's Gravestone. I don't know what they're waiting for. So they baited us dealer names to pull for the wolf to buy the skin. So yeah, they baited us with the hope that with the Dialog event will come with the Wolf Gravestone rerun, but we have no one else. I have no one else to blame but myself, because it's MiHoYo never promised anything. They never promised to make me happy. Yeah, it is what it is.